Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today, and thank you very much for joining me during Springwatch. Springwatch, 2 weeks back to back, all things spring and all things celebration. I've said it before, I've said it for the last 10 days. Anyway, it's in conjunction with my online class, which is a celebration class. You can find it on my blog. But today, I'm going to show you how to make these lovely flowers using the Burlap and Blooms kit that is in the spring catalogue. Now I'm going to bring in the picture of it. And it's this kit here, and it comes with all of these bits. So it comes with the burlap, and it comes with the flowers that you put it together, and you end up with something like this. And it's these flowers here. I'm going to show you how to make a variation on a theme, because I've actually been making this style of flower for the last 10 or 11 years, and I have been making them using a splitting tool, which is one of these, and I do them with floristry ribbon. I have never really found an easy way to do it with paper, so I was very pleased when Stampin' came along and they gave us them already cut. So I'm just going to split this, and so that is a splitting tool which will make, when you fold it over and you roll it and you twist it, you end up with one of these. But like I say, not particularly easy to do with a piece of paper, because I've only ever found a splitting tool to be in plastic. So I love that Stampin' gave us them. Look at this, a whole load of them. Now to create the flowers that are in the image, let me bring that back in. So that's these ones here. You would wrap the same colours and you would use the full length. I'm going to show you how to make a variation on this using bits of them. So I'm going to do the red one because I think that's the one that you'll be able to see best of all. And you just literally cut it into 3 pieces. And it's already got the sticky strip on. That's one bit there, and it's got sticky strip actually on both sides, which makes life so much easier. So it's on this side, but it's also on that side as well. So what you do, and no matter whether you're doing the one in the catalogue or if you're going to copy mine, you're going to fold it over and stick it. So I need to take the sticky backing off here. Whoops. Take the sticky backing off and fold it over. So the basic is that you line it up edge to edge, so it's the same on either side, and you keep it fairly basic and, you know, just following, so it's all lined up and it's going the whole way around. And then you take off this bit of backing and you start rolling. Now, if you want to, you can use a skewer. This is what I've always made my flowers with, and you just stick it onto it and start rolling round. So that is the basic flower, that's the centre, and if you did a full strip, you would just get wider and wider and wider, and it would end up bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's the basic one. The second one, we're going to do it in exactly the same way, but instead of folding over to meet there, sticking this bit down to stick here, I'm actually going to stick it shorter, because I want a very tight bud in the middle, if I don't drop this. So you can see I'm stopping short this time, so it's much shorter. So you can see that the blooms are going to be much shorter as well, and in exactly the same way. And if you want to, you could cut this bit off. I'm not, because, you know, I'm lazy like that. Take off the backing, and again wrap it round your skewer. You could use, you know, your paper piercer or something like that, just something to anchor it to, and just keep rolling. So this time that is a much tighter bud than the first one. Can you see the difference? And then I'm going to do a third one. So again, taking off the backing, and these are the centres of your flowers. And I'm going to show you how to make this elongated part. So again, we're going to fold over, and this one's going to line up. And roll, but this time you're going to roll at an angle. So you can see I'm placing this in because I want to roll down. Oops, let's tuck that in. To create the bloom that extends up. And it's not stuck itself to that, but that's not a problem. So the more you work it round, it will extend itself. There we go. So that's extended up. Can you see that? That's extended up, which is the same basically as the centre of this one here. Now, there's also a different way. So I'm going to do a third one, a fourth one even. Let me cut these into thirds. Fourth one, we're going to fold this over, but instead of sticking it down so that it goes, this edge here all is flush, we're going to offset it very slightly. So that's going to stick at that angle, and that means that when you roll it this time, it is going to, it will fan out more, that's the word. Let's take off that backing and roll it around, and it's going to sit. Can you see that this is beginning to, less of a knot, less of a tight knot like that one, it's opening more. So it's a sort of a twisty knot, less like that one. You can see the difference there. And so when you start doing the different layers, and we will come back to this one, sorry, which one should we go for? This one. This was the original one I did. You bring in a second layer that you fold over and stick the backing down. You can start wrapping layers around that. So that's the original one we did. Fold it over exactly the same way. Peel off the backing. Backing hates me with these sticky things. And if I just pop this back on, because it'll be easier for me to work with. And then you start coming over. And so now we're beginning to create a different colour that's going inside. So you can see the difference there. So that's the first one that I did, so I kept it the full length. But if I did a second one, so there's a very much tighter bud, and I went for, let me chop this one in half, and then I wanted to have it elongated so it opened out more, I would offset this very slightly. There we go. You can see you can see it kind of doesn't want to be like that. It's not folding over. It doesn't look like it's folding over nicely, but it will when we start wrapping it around. I'll come to this one and pop my centre in it. Actually, you know what? Let's come to this one. Pop the centre in there. And when we wrap this round, it will open far more. And it's just creating this lovely twisted effect. So you can see that as I fold it over to the side, move these out of the way, it's opening more. It's not such a tight little twisted roll. Oops, it's popped off. That's okay, this sticky strip is good stuff. So it's all very different. So that is basically how you create these. Oh, I'll show you how to do that bit there. All you do is you take one, and you can sponge it. I made this green one by sponging. So you take one, and where it's all joined up at one end, you chop it off. That's all you do. Grab your bone folder, give it a bit of a curl. Peel off the backing. And then wrap it round. Let me pop that back on there again. And there we go. And that is how to use your Burlap and Blooms kit in a very different way to make your flowers look very different. So I hope that's useful. Look at that, that needs some more stuff going on around it. But there are all sorts of different ones. I've got 2 layers going on here. I've got one there, but I've got 3 colours going on. I've got the very flat one. So if I took that bit off, as you kept wrapping, that is actually exactly how it would look. You know, if you made them exactly following the directions. but very different. So I hope you like that. I hope you find that useful. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me.